Hello and welcome to another web session of Alpha Media. My name is Michael Marx and I'm your host today. So what is on our agenda today? We have some minor improvements like a new express deadline and net price splitting for orders. We have an improved visualization of supplements and created a criteria portlet. And we have some bigger improvements like the deletion of the history is now possible, extension of copy profiles, visualization of the order status, and we have a major improvement for our publishers calendar. You will see later the details, and last but not least, I want to update you on what's new in CreateX. Starting with our new user right for Express deadline, as you see here in the overview table, we closed the gap. We had some user rights for an extended booking deadline until the start of production, but now you can configure a deadline in between the normal deadline and the start of production deadline, what we call the express deadline. There is a new user right for it. You can use this for possible surcharges if you want to, but it's optional. Then we implemented the possibility to define a net price for different positions. So you can mark positions in an order, like here the first 3 positions are marked. You can then enter one net price, and this net price is then divided between the selected positions. So you don't have to calculate it on your own. You can just use this field. Makes it pretty easy and comfortable to use. Next topic is we enhanced some details for supplement in the service overview, like you see here in the red square. So you don't have to go and open the supplement itself. You can just go in the service overview and then you can enter these data there. Makes your life easier and makes your work faster. Furthermore, we implemented 2 enhancements for criteria fields, or the display of criteria fields. Like you see here, when you had a name which was too long, the only thing that you could see in the tile was the name, and then the value of the field was you were not able to see it any longer. So what we did here, we divided the tile in the half, so a half of the tile is used now for the name of the criteria field, and the other half is used to show the values of the criteria fields. This is the first improvement that we made. The second is if you have like 10 or 20 or more criteria fields, and you filled out, for example, the first and the third and the 10th and the 16th field, then the criteria fields were shown in a fixed order. So you did not see which criteria fields were had values entered. So, and this is now done automatically. So for example, if you have the place for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 criteria fields, and the first you have more than one field, then the fields which have values are automatically displayed on top. So this goes depending on the size of the tile. You can always show your outfilled criteria fields, so that the information that is necessary to use always shown without special configuration. Another thing that we have done is that if you're using the system for a longer period of time and your customers are already there for many years, then maybe you have some already expired addresses, and these expired addresses were shown. And now they're automatically not displayed any longer, so that you, in the standard, in the default, you just see the actual addresses. And if you want to see the already expired addresses, then you can click this button here, and you see now the expired addresses are also shown. So this screen was a default before, and now these expired addresses are disabled by default. A somewhat bigger improvement that we made is that you're now able to configure the history deletion process. In this case, you can define specific areas which you want to have deleted and what you want to keep. So that you now have all the opportunities to define and configure it the way you like it, and you can keep data forever if you think that's necessary, and you can delete data way sooner, and you don't have to take care about some deadlines or some government rules that you have to follow, like that you have to keep some data 10 years and stuff like that. So you don't have to keep all your data. Instead, you can delete unnecessary data as soon as you want and keep all the other data as long as you want. So the next topic you may call really minor improvement, but I think the result is pretty awesome and helps you a lot. When you're copying an order now, the invoice email address is now taken from the customer instead of the order that you already copied. This was different in the past, and now the new behavior make sure that you always have the actual invoice address that is placed in the customer. Another smaller but really helpful improvement that we made is that you always had to see the status of the order, if it's an order or if it's an offer. Like in this case, you could always see this here on the right top side of the GUI, but now you can also see it here. So the status is shown in front of the order number, like there is now standing it's an offer, and you can now here see it's an order. So it's more in your view, so you don't have to look on the right side. You can always see it here where you are used to see it in AdSuite Enterprise as well. And you can also see it here in the overview on the left side, if this is an order or if this is a reservation or an offer. And as always, we also improved search. Our improvements this time are that you can now look for CRM activity dates. You see it here marked in yellow, CRM activities. These fields are now new, that you can search for CRM activity dates from to. Pretty simple. Another enhancement is that you can now search for customer categories and the CRM characteristics. So you see here CRM characteristics. This is the customer category. This is now searchable in the search dialog. And the last improvement for the search dialog is that you can now search for sales reps in order positions. So you search in position data, and you see here marked in yellow the new field sales reps, which are placed in the order. So not the sales rep from the customer, instead the sales rep which is used in this specific order. A major and really awesome improvement we did in the last versions were the enhancement for the publisher calendar. You know that you were able to see the capacity and fill rate for booking, so-called booking areas, and you can now configure The same thing for editions or special topics or specific classes, as you see here as examples. So you see here that, for example, PCD is here. PCD is an edition which has a fill grade of 7% from the total capacity, which is the total capacity is defined over the different areas which are bookable inside the edition. And you see here some special positions like a corner, but you see also here this is a special topic, and you see some placements and some classes and stuff like that. So everything together can calculate the fill grade of the capacity of an edition, but you can go far further down. So you see this is edition. This is, for example, a specific dispo area, and this is, for example, a special topic. So in the publisher calendar, you now have an overview about everything you want, how much is already booked, how much capacity is still available. This is a really large improvement. And furthermore, you can see for specific areas that you defined, that you can, if you click on it, it's not just that you can see things, you can interact with things. If you click on it, then you see which orders are already placed here. So this is occupied by 75%. Why? I click on it, and here is the answer. These are the orders that are already placed inside this area, and I can now look on a page preview as well. So you click here and you see, okay, these are the orders which are already placed in the in this booking area. Last but not least, we did some enhancements for CreateX. You see here the service overview. You have a new tab, Creative Studio Task, and you see here you have the ability to define multiple typesetting studios that you can manage. So you're not limited to 1 or 2 or 3. It's unlimited. You see here we have a special ID for the studio task, so it's totally separated from the motive or the order position. And therefore, you also have a specific status concept for studio task. For workflows and reports and stuff like that, you can, because you have this own status, which is independent from motive or the position, you can also cancel it anytime without canceling the order position or the motive. You see you have the ability to describe some priorities, and you have some deadlines also available. A specific deadline for this Creative Studio task. So totally independent from all other deadlines that you configured in the system. And this is a sneak preview because we also, even if it's a new product, we decided to give it a redesign, because the first design was more like a proof of concept, and we want to make it better, and we want to give it the new alpha look and feel that we decided to use for the editorial organizer as well. Actually, we are always also redesigning Web Store, and all these applications will look the same in the future. And you see, this is an alpha application. I know it, I've seen it before. So you see here, this is the task list of tasks. This is CreateX and the view for the studio itself. So for people who have to work on it, you can see, okay, these are the entries, these are some deadlines and the status and who's responsible for it inside the design studio. what you have to follow on, stuff like that. If I click on one of these tasks and open it, you will see the detail view here. So this is the area where the motif shown up when you design it, like in Stylo or Page 1 or in InDesign. You have some informations here separated in 3 different areas, like general information and technical information and some design information. You have some notes. These notes are the notes is the way to communicate with the publishing house. So both sides can send notes on the studio task, and they will be shown, so you don't have to send some emails separate from the system. You can communicate over this notes section. You see here the documents. These are the same documents which are available in AdSuite as well. And so you put a file into a specific document folder, and then it will automatically be available in CreateX. So no uploading and sending from files is necessary. And you also see a little preview here of the file that you select in the containers. If you have more than one file in a container and you click on the folder here, then you have also a preview of more than one file, and this makes life way easier. So in the end, CreateX is still pretty new. We're working on a redesign. The first production go live is planned for, I think, 1-2 weeks ahead from now. So pretty close. And after we went live with our first customer, we plan to do the redesign. Then we plan the next projects from the customers who bought CreateX so far. And then if you are interested in a presentation, just call us and we would really like to show you the actual status of the application. So that's it for today. I really would like to thank for your attention. And if you have any questions left, then you can email us anytime on product.development@alphamedia.com, or you can just send personal emails, or you can just call us. We would like to get in touch with you. Thanks a lot and have a good day. Bye.